A man deflates a tire. A Land Rover skates down a hill. A father and his lad share some 4x4 fun. Jeeps climb mountains. Land Rovers climb mountains. A man has a disagreement with the marshals. And a bucky drives sideways. This is round 4 of the Bridgestone 4x4 Club Challenge. This event featured the biggest entry list so far in 2016, as teams realized this was their last shot to compete in the rest of the competition. As with the previous 3 qualifying rounds, the competition was based at the McCarthy 4x4 Club's tracks and trails at the Rhino Park complex east of Pretoria. For this round, Mother Nature decided to mix things up a bit. So she sent some heavy rain the night before the competition took place. So while the previous 3 rounds were run on a dry track, the crews competing here would have to deal with some mud and water. As you'd expect then, there's plenty of action on the menu in this episode. So after the traditional registration, stickering, deflating of tires, driving briefing, and vehicle scrutineering, let's head straight to the action. This is Manny De Freitas in a Toyota Fortuner, competing in last week's round on Obstacle 1. As you can see, the track is bone dry, offering excellent grip, especially on this steep downhill. And this is the same obstacle on this event, with Cecil Baynard in a heavy Land Rover Disco 3. Let's ride with Cecil and see how it goes, while co-driver Leon Stradom is giving directions from the outside.
Don't take a roll back. I'm just going to trash it.
Yes, that's slippery, eh? No, no, whoa. Okay, cool.
I'm getting nowhere.
Then go back. Okay, then sharp left. Slowly. Come. Don't stop, but come.
No, I'm going into the tree.
Kan jy glo?
Nothing I can do.
Is dit al op 0?
Yeah, help me. Another roll back.
Okay, then go back. This is a 0. Go. Don't stop. Go.
I can't. It's impossible, man.
Give it gas.
And what to your left? Sharp to the right.
Nah, it's finished.
Dis ergste.
Oh dearie me, that didn't go well at all now, did it? How was that, Cecil?
Crap! That's just a mudslide. You know, you need a parachute up there holding you from sliding. Let me go and see what I got.
Shame, man. So while a man attacks a breakfast roll with great enthusiasm, let's move right along to even more action. This is obstacle 5, and it features 2 options: a really tough rocky climb for the full 100 points, or an easier climb worth only 70 points. If you drive a Mercedes-Benz Geländewagen though, with its front and rear locking differentials, then that 70-point route is just not cricket. This is Anton Kutzer, junior and senior, and they're inspecting the 100-pointer, naturally. With a plan hatched, they jump into the G-Wagon, ready for action. However, they seem to have missed a safety instruction on the potentially dangerous 100-point obstacle, and that is that the co-driver should guide the driver over the rocks from the outside of the bends. So let's see how this pans out. Well done, guys. That's seriously impressive 4x4ing from Anton. But the elation in the cabin is short-lived. The marshals had some bad news for the team.
Because of the nature of the obstacle and the danger, potential danger, the navigator needs to stand outside the vehicle and direct the driver through. Unfortunately, he did complete the obstacle, but the navigator was inside. Therefore, he gets the 0 points for safety.
Anton was not a happy camper.
Dit was my strategie, want ek kan nie hierdie obstacle, ek moet 'n momentum gehad het om 'n step uit te kom.
Here's another Mercedes-Benz Geländewagen, and it's also heading for the 100-point option. Time for a quick break, and when we return, we'll find out if former champion Johan Marx manages to fare better than his Geländewagen compatriots on this obstacle. See you in a jiffy. You're back at Obstacle 5 at the last qualifying round of the Bridgestone 4x4 Club Challenge. And this is former champion Johan Marx and his son Idmar in a super capable Mercedes-Benz Geländewagen. Johan, not surprisingly, has opted for the more difficult 100-point option. And at least he and Idmar have got the safety bit right, with Idmar giving directions from the outside. So let's see how this works out. Johan's first few attempts don't work out well, so he reverses with a plan to use a dollop more momentum. And off he goes. And oh dearie, the Benz is not having any of it today. One more go then, and the last chance to scale the rocks. It's just not working out for Johan and the Benz on this obstacle. So the marshals, unfortunately, have to show Johan to the escape route and 0 points on the scorecard.
There's no this stuff. My vehicle is standard low, so it's the normal factory height of the ground. That is definitely a handicap on this obstacle. It's a serious one too. But anyhow, it has deteriorated since we've seen this the last time. Quite a bit. But we're enjoying it. It's fun.
We move along to obstacle 6, which also has 2 options. The tough bridge route worth 100 points and an easier rocky track worth 70 points. And amazingly, a lot of teams seem to have had brave pills before this event, as a lot of them actually went for the 100-point option. Like Freddie and Hunley Robertson, who are in a Landy Defender Puma. Freddie heads down the hill, with Hunley waiting on the other side of the narrow bridge, ready to guide the pristine Landy over the logs. Now just for the last tricky climb, and if you ever wanted to see traction control at work, here's a prime example, as Freddie doesn't lift off the throttle, but lets the computer sort out the traction details. And up she goes.
Stress.
The double cab buckies were also getting into brave mode on this obstacle. This is George Rettermeyer in a Mitsubishi Triton, with co-driver Ron Stephen out on the track giving directions. Down the hill goes the Triton. Over the bridge goes the Triton, at quite a rate of knots. And up and over the last climb goes the Triton, so that's 100 points earned. This is obstacle 2, and we haven't shown it to you before because up until now it's been a pretty boring side slope business where everyone scored 100 points. After the heavy rain though, it's a different ball game. This is Derek Vermeulen and Barney Brits, and they're in an Isuzu KB. Let's see how they handle the slippery slope. Oh dear, they're just too slow, and the Isuzu's tail starts sliding. The tail takes out a pole, and now they are way off course to get through the next gate.
rollback. Do no rollback. It's 5 minutes 5, bro. Do no rollback.
Marshall, if I go a rollback or I knock the pole, which one? Yeah? Okay.
Funny pole.
I will attempt one rollback.
After some deliberation, they decide to take a rollback and complete the obstacle with 65 points. Behind the wheel, Derek was a little bit shaken and a little bit stirred.
I just don't like up and down, yes, but not sideways.
Time for another break. When we return, a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon gets it plenty wrong. This is Obstacle 8 at the last qualifying round of the 4x4 Club Challenge. And this is Werner Bischoff and Nico van Locherenberg. And they're in a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Unlimited. As far as 4x4s go, this is about as capable as you get, right off the showroom floor. However, the long wheelbase Jeep is not short, and on this obstacle, shorter is better. Let's ride with the Jeep crew. Off they go. And amazingly, the Jeep makes it through the tight first gate with just one dead pole.
Losie lokkers. Kort momentum, hè?
Ek het gesê ek moes lokker gegooi het daarso.
Oh dear, maybe you should have activated those lockers.
Reverse nog terug kry vir jou afstand. Want jy gaan moet deur gaan en daai kant toe gaan, hè?
Ja, ek sal ook sien.
Wat jy twee gaan. Wat gaan jy gaan eerste?
Twee.
He tries again with a good dollop of right foot, and the Jeep races up, and oh crikey, he's on the wrong line and Werner stops just in time, with the marshal hanging onto the Jeep for dear life. The Jeep manages to reverse, and Werner takes the correct line and gets through the obstacle. Sure, that was a close call.
Straight. Kom jy maar daaroor gevlieg.
Why is the cameraman standing in the way?
This is obstacle 10, which comprises a short, steep climb over a blind crest, followed by a tight turn and gate at the finishing line. It seems the previous night's rain had also had an effect on this obstacle, and it may have changed some. This is Ricardo Ferreira and Jaco Buerta, and they're in a Jeep Cherokee. Now there's a rather serious axle twister in the first gate. This axle twister had not previously had an impact on proceedings, so let's see how it works out here. Remember, the Cherokee doesn't have any lockers for the front or rear axles. The Cherokee doesn't even manage to start the obstacle, never mind complete it.
Not enough launch and not enough flex on the vehicle. I think that's a problem.
This is Jaco and Lucia Kutsia, and they're also in, oh dear, a Jeep Cherokee without any front or rear lockers. A few open diff 4x4s have already made it through this obstacle, so it certainly is possible. Let's see if Jaco and Lucia can take their Cherokee where Ricardo's Cherokee couldn't. blimey, the Cherokee's also not going anywhere but straight out of the obstacle and back to the McCarthy 4x4 Club's clubhouse. Now, in case you're beginning to think that Jeeps are no good off-road, for our final competitor, we return to Obstacle 1, where Sean Niemand, his son Zane, and his Jeep are going to show us how it should be done. On that high note, time to head to the prize giving. Although the really big prizes are up for grabs at the Challenge final in November, the top 3 standard class teams received some cool prizes in the qualifying rounds. In third place overall was former champion Danny Daniels and co-driver Rob Wallace, this year driving a Ford Ranger Bucky. Danny and Rob won a cool spade and working light courtesy of Opposite Lock. In second place were Dave McMurdy and Clive Finnis from the Four Wheel Drive Club of South Africa, who won a 20-inch MRO light bar from Opposite Lock.
That would be team number 13 with his 955 points.
And taking the top podium spot was regular frontrunner Armand Scar, partnered on this event by Rowan Robertson in a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. The team won a Bridgestone tyre voucher worth 10,000 Rand. And that is that, for the qualifying rounds anyway. Next week, the competition turns serious as we head to the Sandwani 4x4 trail near Cullinan. Suffice to say that tears were shed. Till then.
Whoa, 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 whoa.